Good morning, everybody. You got me one of those particular funks that I don't get into very often. I just don't feel like doing anything today. I was with an old Marine guy who lives up the road. He's 89 years old, and I got him in the VA system. So we were up at the VA hospital almost all day yesterday. And I'm just worn out. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot of work to make sure that he understands what's going on and all that stuff. And so today I just kind of am being lazy. It's a rainy Saturday morning. I guess maybe the weather too, but anyway, I don't get these in these little funks too often, but I'm still gonna do stuff. I think we'll work on the tractor today. I'd like to get this other side off and get the new rim on there. I'll probably take it off and spray that hub though and let it sit. So I'll probably work on getting this wheel off, see if I can get it off. And then I'll move my truck out in the rain and move everything away from this so it doesn't get overspray on it. And we'll spray that hub and probably have to let it sit overnight and let it dry. But I think that's what I'm gonna work on. After that, I don't know from there. I might work on the boat a little bit. I do have some plumbing to do in the basement to finish up. So I may work on that. I don't know. I'm just in one of those moods where it's like, whatever. So I don't know if you guys get in those moods like that, but whatever. I do. Rarely, but I do. All right, so let's work on this wheel. I'll get the socket and we'll figure out the size and we'll go from there. All right, I had a feeling these had not been taken off for 100 years, so I was right. So I've tried the hammer and then I tried the extended wrench. I could put an extension on this. I'm already twisting the crap out of the end there. So I'll probably just let it sit. I sprayed it a couple times with blaster. I'll run the wrench on it here and there. It's one of those ones where you just let it work. I mean, I'll try heat after a while, but let that penetrating oil work a little bit. I've already sprayed it with penetrating oil a couple days ago. So I thought that would be enough, but evidently not. So we'll let this sit on it just for a little bit and we'll hammer on it again. Patience is a virtue. Virtue that I don't carry very well sometimes. All right. Yeah, look at this rim though. I've been just checking it out and it's about gone too. I mean, it's bulging right there. The tire is. Actually, I should probably let the air out here before long, but probably before I work on it too much. But this tire is done too, or the rim is done. I don't know about the tire. The tires were rotted, but that rim is done. I think this tire was newer than the other tire that was on it. Or maybe it just didn't go flat all the time, so it didn't rot as much. But regardless, either way, yeah, looks dangerous. All right, well, let's give it a break, let it soak in. I'll just keep coming over and spraying on it, and we'll find something else to do. I may do a little foam board this morning too, I was thinking. I'm not sure. All right, it's been a while. I tried again, nothing. Reshot them again. I'll let them sit again for a while. I may have to resort to heat or something, but I just can't get them broken. It's just one of those things. Just if I get in a hurry, I'll break. Well, I guess it don't matter if I break them, to be honest with you, but I don't want to break tools either. But I'll just take my time and we'll get her. We'll get her. I don't want to try to have to get up in there and grind those. They're so far in. You know, even from the backside, they got a box welded around them. So, you know, one of those things. We'll just keep going, taking our time and keep pounding on them. Eventually they'll loosen up just like the other side. I do believe the other side had been taken off though before. Probably when they put the tube in the tire, I'm not sure. But I think the other side he had problems with, so he took it off. I think that's probably when he realized how rotted the rim was, and then that's why the tractor was sitting. Probably didn't want to put the money into it. It was a sad situation. He had cancer, or he had a heart attack, and his wife had cancer. So his wife had cancer, and so he was dealing with all that. And then towards the end of that, he had a heart attack, and now she's dying. So anyway, it's a sad, sad story. So that's why, I mean, it's not, when I say he didn't do anything, it's not because he was focused on a stupid tractor when you're talking about life, right? Life's more important than a tractor any day. So anyway, I think his money and his mind was with his wife, not on this tractor. Anyway. All right, I tell you all that to say, he didn't have poor maintenance. He just didn't have money to put into it, or time, or the thought, even the brain power. He was focused on his wife. Well, I guess while we wait, we can put this battery back in here. It's been charging for days. Let's do that. All right, so this is kind of odd. I didn't look at this. I just kind of pulled it out. The box only goes in one way. So it's got the negative going to the starter and then the positive going to the ground. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Something's wrong here. Something's really wrong. It's backwards. Are these tractors backwards? Or is this the battery in the box backwards? I wonder if he has the battery in the box backwards and it never started because he didn't have it on correctly. Because that is for sure the negative and that is for sure the positive, and the box only goes in one way. I never took the battery out of the box. So basically I need to pull it out, take the battery, flip it around. Did I take a picture of that? I'm going to see if I took a picture of that. That's crazy. So the positive was hooked to the ground and the negative was hooked. All right. So I need to go look at the wiring diagram for a Farmall, but I've never seen where the positive didn't go to the starter and then the ground went to the chassis. So I think he has this in there backwards. I wonder if that would hurt anything. I mean, I guess it didn't do anything. It didn't start. He probably didn't know why. Wow. All right, let me see if I took a picture when I took it out. I'm pretty sure I did. And then, yeah, he's got this in there backwards. And it would flip around the same way, so the negative would be over there and the positive would be over here. And the positive is a bigger thing, and this is on the smaller piece. So it wouldn't fit if it was on the, so you have to make this bigger anyway to make it fit. Okay, let me look it up, but as far as I'm concerned, the negative should be on the chassis. That's way, almost everything I know about is. That doesn't mean that Farmall isn't different. Let me look it up. Weird. All right, well, consider me educated. The positive ground on, there were positive grounds on old 6-volt tractors. If you switch to 12-volt, it's probably been reversed back the other way, evidently. But positive ground was a normal thing on Farmall Super A's. Huh, who knew? Who knew? Well, there you go. So I guess that's not the issue. So let's get this bolted in then, and we'll go with that. Wow, I learned something, and I've done a lot of electric. I've just learned something. I never knew. Huh. All right, cool. Positive ground. I did hear, I mean, I've heard theories, like my old shop teacher, Mr. Fletcher, had told us that has always been in debate of whether electricity flows from positive to negative, which is what we learned to be true, or if it flows from negative to positive, which a lot of people believe to be true. So it is interesting that it worked that way back in the day. I'll leave that alone because I'm not a master of which way the current flows or whatever, but it is an argument to be debated, I guess. Interesting. All right, let me get this together. I got to get that on, post on anyway before I put it in because you can't reach it under the tank. Yeah, so one thing I did notice, he had this loose. And probably because the other side's spinning through the lead. Probably wouldn't hurt for me to buy a new one of these. And put it on here. Spinning. That's good and tight. All right, I guess we can push that out now. Get some bolts. They're long. I didn't realize they're so long. Those are ones from there? I guess so. Yeah, let's see what we can find. All right, let's see. There you go. Need 4 of them because the other side didn't have them on there. Need 4 washers. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put lock washers on them because I want to. And 4 nuts. All right. Cool. This thing, I never had a bolt selection before, just in my garage. It's kind of cool. Didn't have to go to the hardware store. These are smaller and they don't want to go. What's the deal? You're not lining up right or what? That's a smaller bolt, isn't it? I guess it's just a little bit bigger. I guess we got to go a size down. Boo hiss, boo hiss. All right, let's try this again. Got some skinnier bolts. They'll go in there just fine. Oh, no, no, no. Spray these again while we're here. All right. Start getting warm enough. I'm gonna have to take this jacket off. It's starting to sweat. Battery looks like it charges well. Problem with these batteries is you can never tell if they have enough amps. I'd like to put a dry cell in here, or gel cell in here. All right, we got those set. I'm not gonna tighten those down yet. Oh, I guess I can. I figure I'd hook this up and see what happens, because I may be taking this right back out. So yeah, let's not tighten those down yet. We'll get this sucker tightened down and then see if we have anything. Positive ground. Who knew? Probably every old farmer out there knew. When I say who knew, I didn't know. I thought I was an old guy. I guess I didn't do I never did 6-volt stuff, right? So 6-volt was already transferred over to 12-volt as I grew up. I think every all the farmers I knew, they were long transferred over by then. So. All right. Get this thing in neutral. Hopefully it doesn't go forward. Let's see if we got anything at all. I'm gonna have to do this the old way because I don't have the, so it's just pushing this down. Okay. All right. I think I will sit in the seat just in case I have to hang on the brake or shut her down or something else real quick. I'm just gonna put this bolt back before I lose it. Put these down here. I gotta save Mr. Bolt for next time. All right. See what we got here. Yeah, like the new tractors, you think the new tractors are hard to get on. I don't know how the old guy, Mr. Crawford, used to do that, Spider. Mr. Crawford used to jump up and down. 90 years old. Get out of here, Mr. Spider. No big deal to him. Probably should untie the clutch. Hey! All right, we got motion. We don't have a lot of amps though. Pushing it pretty hard. I'm going to put the charger back on this because I just drained it probably pretty good. Then we'll have to get some fuel, make sure there's fuel up in the carb and all that stuff. Hey, but we got her turning, don't we? And I need to figure out the choke and all that stuff too. But she's turning. She's turning. So let's get the battery charger back on this. And I'm sure that was not good on the starter nor the battery. But we'll get the starter or get the battery charged back up. I'll bolt this all the way in. We'll get the actual lever on there. I got to figure out which one's the choke and what all the buttons are and stuff. And Yeah, but that's good. We got her turning. The motor turns. That's a big positive. That's a big positive. All right, cool. I'm excited, actually. I'm pretty happy about this. I didn't know what I thought. I thought that starter battery is dead or whatever, but it's not. So yeah, let's get this thing back together and we'll start, probably have to drain. I'll try to drain the fuel tank, get some fresh fuel in there. I'll make sure we got fuel up in the carburetor, all that stuff. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. This thing is not it's not dead. She has a second chance. All right, let's hit these suckers again. This one I just can't see. I'm have to bend down here every time. Okay, I'm excited. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's get these slid back into place and get our that's there. I don't know if it went that way or went that. Probably goes that way because then yeah, that was way wet. And then this one went down here. Oh, did I put the battery cable above it? Daggone it. The battery wire's a little warm. All right, well, I got to take the cable off, which sucks because it's on there nice and tight. I'd probably take this side off and then route it above that. Yeah. Dummy. All right, let's do that. Let's take this side off. I'll route it above that and get that thing down. All right, we got that rerouted around the pole there. I'll get the pin back in this one. I'll get a new pin for it. Cotter pin to go in there. And then we'll get this in the little sleeve on there. Looking good though, I think. Looking good. All right, let me find a couple pins, see if I got some cotter pins that small. They're small. I got that one, but I don't really use it. It's so junked up, but may have to. I tried to put a bigger pin in it, but it wouldn't fit, so I had to use a small one. But hey, it's in there. It ain't going nowhere. So now we can fire off that way. Now let me get the pin that goes through here and get this one on. Oh, everything should be in here. Yeah, there it is. That's it. Use the old bolts. Not going to use those. Throw those in the old bolt bin though, because I can't throw anything away for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with me. This one didn't line up so well. We had to twist it on, if you remember, but I'll get that knocked in there. Get something on it. Use a proper hammer. There we go. Boom. Yeah, I may have to cut these little dudes off. They're so long. Too long. Big old fat fingers, get them in there. All right, she's on there anyway. I'm gonna hit that with a little blaster just so it's lubed up a little bit. I know it's gonna be terrible if I decide to paint all this, but I'll wipe it up and clean it up. But there you go. All right, we have a cranking tractor. And the battery's back in. Let me tighten the battery bolts back in before I forget, because I already have. And we'll go from there. I wish I knew how long this sat. I really don't know. I don't know. These fuel lines seem like they got a little rubber to them still, so I could take that off and see if I got fuel there. Or I could just open it here and let it drain a little bit. But it looks like it's been worked on. I mean, it looks like everything still looks hooked up and whatever. You know, a new machine would be, I'd be all worried about everything. On this machine, I think it's just a matter of getting it fuel and air. Should probably want to start. It actually smells empty. That tank is bone dry. Bone dry. Look at all the junk in there. Alright, so I gotta get the vacuum cleaner in there first, see if I can get most of that stuff up before I go pouring gas in that thing. But other than the rust right there, I don't know where it's come from. This seam over there, I guess. What if this tank leaks? Don't know. Let's have to figure that out too. Oh yeah, it's got a little junk in there. A little fuel in there, but it was probably not enough to pull down because there wasn't any fuel, so. Oh look, a bird's nest up in there. Or a rat's nest, one or the other. We'll have to get that out of there. What a mess. Look at it, it's all up in there. Dang. Well, I'm glad we're doing this. I have to get somebody to pull all that out of there. Probably not too old up there either, so the mice may still be living there. What does it take to pull this hood off? Just the exhaust and that thing off, and then what does it do? It just locks. Oh, this is the lock for the hood right here. Okay, so that's unlocked. Huh. Then I guess you just pull the exhaust and that cap. Alright, so that's all off. So I guess you just... Is that the water? Antifreeze? Oh, I'll check that out too. Pressure, that's antifreeze. I don't know what this is. Just maybe just this breather off the top of the engine. So we got to take that off and this off, which this just twists off. Easy peasy. All right. Yeah. Interesting. I need to clean this up. All right, I need to pop this, which I'll spray it real quick. We'll get the exhaust off and we can pull that hood. We can get those rats out of there, whatever they are. That's probably where that mouse came from that I saw, that I got out of here yesterday. Which you guys don't know because you haven't seen that video, but you will. All right, I'd say we got a nice little mouse nest there. That's cool. All right, let's get that sucker out of here. I don't see any mice. No, but that's probably where he came from. I seen none. There was one in the shop the other day, and it went running out the door when I had the door open, so I know it's not in here anymore. I was wondering where it came from. Now we know, because they don't tend to come in here. There's another one without a pin in it. Let me get a pin in that one too. But they don't tend to come in here unless there's a reason, because there's no food in here. I do have drinks, but they're all sealed up. But it's funny, I should put gloves on when I'm using chemicals that I know will go in my body and cause harm, but I don't. But then when I go to touch a little mouse trap, I'm worried about some kind of mouse disease. Silliness, but whatever. That's who I am. All right, that came out nice. Woo. Junky. It would all caught fire anyway, so I'm glad we did that. If it would have started. Taking that little hood off though gives you a lot of room, honestly. A whole lot of room to see everything. So simple. I just love how simple this old stuff is. I mean, it's just, I think we made things too complex. And I'm not saying things aren't nice now and you can't run down the road at 100 miles an hour, but man, things were so simple back in the day. Cool. Does that have water in it? Well, it looks like it's wet down there. I don't see anything up here though. So definitely gonna need some. Looks like I need to wire brush that cap though. All right, well that took me a second because I had to clean my vacuum cleaner out because it was full of drywall stuff from inside and construction stuff. But I got that all cleaned up. I should have washed the top of it, but I cleaned everything in the bucket and everything. And I need to swap this back over. We vacuumed out the gas tank, so it's nice and clean now. I wire brushed the top a little bit. The cap had a little bit of rust on it. So now that I'm kind of in here, I'm thinking I need to drain that old crap out of there first. And then probably can't really drain that. Maybe out the bottom. I don't know. I'm gonna mess with that thing. Get it drained, and then we'll make sure I'll have to put fuel in it. I'm sure gravity then just feeds it to there because it's downhill. Ugh. So I think once it gets fuel there, I have a feeling she's just gonna fire right up. To be honest with you, I need to check the oil, which I think we did do. It had oil in it because we wanted to do that before we started the first time. But I'll double check that. I do want to put some radiator fluid in it. It's a little low. I can't see it anyway. I see it's wet, but I can't see the fluid in the top. So I'll fill it up at least to the top of the ribs. And then I guess we'll try to fire it up again. I'll put the exhaust back on though. I'm going to leave the cap off. No reason for it to be on there, and especially when I'm going to be working on it. I need to clean this all up anyway. So yeah, that's where we're at. All right, I pulled the fuel bulb off. I probably need to spray that out. A little rust in there, but not terrible. I mean, just nasty old fuel. So let's get this dumped. We'll clean this up and get it back up on there. Yeah, it's got some rust in it. Definitely doing its job, I guess. Well, I don't know. I don't know which side that's on, actually. I think that's after. Who knows? It's supposed to settle in the bulb, right? So I guess that's the right side. That filter's on there so tight. Careful, careful, careful. Oh yeah. So it's been working. Look at all that stuff it's got. Pretty nasty. It's just basically rust though, I think. Ooh. Something tells me all that's been in there a while. Golly. All right. I wonder what I can use to get that off, the stain off. It's glass, so I think it would just come out. You know, it's just penetrate the glass or just coating on the glass, or maybe it's that's in the glass, I don't know. Bottom cleaned up nice. Oh no, it's a coating. So it will come off. I want to scratch the bowl. I don't think I am, but no, I'm not. I'm not scratching it. It's just, yeah, that little coating's coming off, huh? Yeah, it's cleaning, slowly but surely. Today it would have been made out of plastic and you'd be scratching it up worse than you'd be fixing. Try to clean it. Oh, that's a lot better in it. Cool. So let me spray that screen out a little bit. Let's go put it back on. Okay, we can see through that now. Nice. All right, looks like our battery is back to full charge. That's good. So we got that bowl all nice and cleaned out. It looks really good. So I think we can put fuel in it. Should I clean the carb out or not? I don't know. I'm tempted to just spray seafoam down in there. I should have done that while I had the exhaust off. I mean, it's turned, so I think it's fine, but let me double check the oil on her, and then we'll put some fluid in it. And then I may try to put gas in and start it. Let's get this pin in here before I forget, because I will forget. These shorter pins. The holes are too small for the next size up, so I probably don't have the right sizes, but at least it'll keep it from falling off. Let's continue to wrap that just so it doesn't catch anything. There you go. All right. All right, let's check this oil. It's that time. Let's see. So this is our low, that's our high. We got oil. Yep, we got oil. Okay, we're good. We got plenty of oil. So, she got oil. Boy, she didn't want to go, and then she just went. Ooh. All right, so that's low, that's high. It's just like your dipstick. Your low mark on your dipstick and your high mark on your dipstick. The only difference is you have to waste oil to figure it out. And then, of course, you drain it down here. We'll do all that eventually. I don't think I need new oil to start it. Actually, it looked pretty clean. He must have put oil in it, so it didn't look terrible. Looks like he's got a new adjustment needle on there, too. There's our choke. If we were wondering where that was, there she is. And that is missing the pin in it over there on the other side as well. We didn't like pins, I guess. I guess it's really not going to come out, but. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, that got it up to the top anyway. It has been repainted once. The guy's uncle or brother or somebody had it before that, and had torn it apart and painted it at one time as a project. It's amazing what just a little bit of wiping down will do. She's actually pretty nice. And I mean, she's missing a lot of paint, but she's pretty nice underneath there. Not a whole lot of like caked rust. I mean, at the bottom of the battery, and then of course the wheels. But the rest of her, I mean, she's obviously been kept inside most of her life. All right, let's throw some fuel in her. See if she'll start. I'm not sure I should do that yet, but I want to. Actually, I want to get this wheel changed first, because even if I do get it started, I don't want to run it down the road with this wheel the wrong size on here. All right, we're resorting to heat. See if we can get this bolt heated up and get it to expand, and we'll try cracking it off. I'll try light heat first, and then we'll try to really crank on it here in a bit. Should have this ready, but I didn't. And I got it. All right, one down. All right, we got to pass the hub now. Just had to spin those things around so they fit in those gaps. Just got to get it off. Like that. Ah, there we go. Woo. That was a job. All right, so I'm going to clean this hub up, and I'm going to paint it actually, but I think I'm going to get my good truck out of here. I'll take the tractor out and all that stuff, and it shouldn't get on anything, but I just don't want to overspray on the truck. So yeah, cool. Excellent. I really don't want to do this in here, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so what I thought was going to be just a couple seconds ended up being a complete scrape down. There was quite a bit of junk on the back. On the other side, I didn't paint in there. On this side, I think I will since I'm right here. I'm not going to paint too much. I'll get the truck out of here. And this was a really thick paint, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just the truck, so but I'm not too worried about overspray. This is real thick paint. It just kind of drops on, but I don't want to get overspray on it. So we'll clean all this up and wipe it all down. We'll clean it up, and then yeah, I ended up getting quite a bit off there, and I think I'll just paint this whole area, and then we'll let her dry, and then maybe tomorrow we'll put the new wheel on this side, and then we'll try to crank it up. She's looking beautiful though. Look at that. I mean, she's just, you know, this is all just grease in here. I'll continue to wipe on it and get that stuff out, but she's a beaut. She's a beaut. All right, so we already got good oil, we got good radiator fluid, we got good battery. We'll get this cleaned up. We'll have 2 good tires on the back. We'll put gas in it probably tomorrow, and then go from there.